name is Cindy Gilbert. I always say it's Cindy to the parents and Mrs. Gilbert to the kids, but welcome to our first videotaped Explorers preschool program with Elkhart Community Schools Title I programming. We meet once a week. For those of you who haven't seen this before, know about this. We meet once a week at Riverview, Beardsley, Daly, Munger, and Roosevelt. We meet for an hour and a half. The parents come and we share some time together. We talk about things to do and things like that. And for those of you who have been coming all year, I miss you. I hope your families are doing well. My family's doing well. I want to tell you that Mrs. Corona's family is doing well, and Mrs. Filio's family is doing well too. So we're all healthy and well right now, and we're all missing getting together and our time together with you. I thought we'd start, and everything's a little different today, obviously, because this is in my home, and it's not in the schools where you guys are used to, but I thought I'd still put up the schedule so you can see what we typically do and kind of remember that. We obviously start with our name tags, but we don't have any name tags with us today. We have a mystery question or a mystery shape, and I did do that. I did bring that home. So our mystery shape, and I have this shape right here, which I want you to tell me what it is. And then I have these two sets of shapes. I have this set of shapes right here. And these are called something else. There are two of them. And this set of shapes right here. These are also called something. And I want you to think about which set of shapes makes this shape. This shape, if you've thought about it, is called a square. This shape, these two, are triangles, and when you put them together, you can put them together in a couple different ways. You can put it like this, it's kind of a kite shape. If you put it like this, it becomes a larger triangle, like that. And we have these two shapes. They are rectangles. You put them together. You can put them like this, or you can put them like this. Put them like this. What shape does that make? We're going to talk about that more in a little bit, okay, when we come back to it. We'll go back to our schedule right now. So if you've done like your mystery shape, mystery question, then we typically do table time. Well, we can't do that today either. So we're going to go straight to our circle time, which is where we sit down and we sing the welcome song to everyone. Now, I have written down all the names of everyone because I didn't want to forget anyone because you're not sitting in front of me. And I miss all of you guys. So it's going to be a long welcome song today. Listen for your name. And I know you guys typically, you come in, you find your lockers, you're able to recognize your name now. So that's all really great. You don't have to hold up your name tag because we know your name and you know what it looks like. And we all can recognize that. So we're going to sing our welcome song. I want you to sing with me. I know you're not going to know all the names because I'm going to sing them for Riverview, Beardsley, Daly, and Roosevelt. Camelia is going to be doing one for Munger as well in Spanish. So if you're interested in seeing one in Spanish, you need to check the Munger's Facebook page, and she'll be doing one there for that, okay? So, get ready. It's going to be a long one, okay? We're glad you came to school. We're glad you came to school. I hope you're singing along with me because I don't like singing by myself. With all the other boys and girls, we're glad you came to school. Arya will be there. Arya will be there. With all the other boys and girls, Arya will be there. Malaya will be there. Malaya will be there. With all the other boys and girls, Malaya will be there. Enrique will be there. Enrique will be there. With all the other boys and girls, Enrique will be there. Ritani will be there. Ritani will be there. With all the other boys and girls, Ritani will be there. Olivia will be there. Olivia will be there. With all the other boys and girls, Olivia will be there. Dallery will be there. Dallery will be there. With all the other boys and girls, Dallery will be there. Jaden will be there. Jaden will be there. With all the other boys and girls, Jaden will be there. Iker will be there. Iker will be there. With all the other boys and girls, Iker will be there. Raylene will be there. Raylene will be there. With all the other boys and girls, Raylene will be there. Amaya will be there. Amaya will be there. With all the other boys and girls, Amaya will be there. Amina will be there. Amina will be there. With all the other boys and girls, Amina will be there. Giuseppe will be there. Giuseppe will be there. With all the other boys and girls, Giuseppe will be there. Emmanuel will be there. Emmanuel will be there. With all the other boys and girls, Emmanuel will be there. Leilani will be there. Leilani will be there. With all the other boys and girls, Leilani will be there. Abel will be there. Abel will be there. With all the other boys and girls, Abel will be there. Bria will be there. Bria will be there. With all the other boys and girls, Bria will be there. King will be there. King will be there. With all the other boys and girls, King will be there. Samantha will be there. Samantha will be there. With all the other boys and girls, Samantha will be there. Whew! I hope you guys were singing along because I hope you didn't have to listen to my voice that whole time. So, we were talking about the mystery shape. I held up this shape right here, which we know is a square, right? 4 sides, 4 points. And then we have 2 sets of shapes. Did you pick this set of shapes to make the square? Or did you pick this set of shapes to make the square? This one we said makes a triangle, doesn't it? So we'll put that one to the side. And this one, when we put them together like this, these 2 right here, rectangle, the 2 rectangles make the square. So if you pick this one makes the square. Now all of this stuff, this is all tools of the mind stuff, and this is what they use in kindergarten and in 1st grade with Elkhart Community Schools. This, the visual schedule, which is something you guys, you parents at home, could be doing a visual schedule. It's really helpful for kids and for all of us, especially in a time like this, to have something where it's structured, it's the same, we know what to look forward to, what's going to be happening next. It's very comforting for kids to have that. So if you can put together a visual schedule at home, you know, you can put, I don't know, stick figures eating breakfast or a bowl of cereal or something, and I don't know if you have like an e-learning time or, you know, go outside and play time, that kind of stuff. If you have kind of a schedule and a routine, it really helps your kids get through the day and know what to anticipate and what to expect. So, see, we're still in our circle time. We've done our mystery shape. Next, we always do the calendar. So or the weather. So we look outside, and right now it is Monday morning, and I don't know if it's going to make a difference anytime this week because I think it's going to be the same all the time. But Monday morning, when I look out the window here, it's cloudy. It's not raining, but it is cloudy. And if you look up here, here's our chart. We have sunny, cloudy, rainy, and snowy. And right here is the cloudy one. Look at that. Look how tall cloudy is. I want you guys to count them with me, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 cloudy days. So can you look at this and tell which one has the most? And the most would be the tallest, which is right up here. The most is cloudy. Okay, I'm going to ask you which one has the least. It's kind of a trick question. You guys who come and visit with me, you know this. Sunny, cloudy, rainy, and snowy. Look at those 2. They both have the shortest pile, the shortest stack. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So rainy and snowy have the least. They're the shortest. So we've had the fewest rainy and snowy days and the most cloudy days. Now this is Riverview's weather chart. I wasn't able to get in the other buildings to get the other ones, so we're just going by Riverview's chart. And at Riverview on Tuesday mornings, we've had the most cloudy days, unfortunately. Yeah. Now we usually do a mystery, or no, a message of the day. And that's another Tools of the Mind thing where we write out lines. And I don't have a dry erase board that's less than 20 years old that actually works anymore. So next time we get together, I'll try to have something that I can use that we can write out a message of the day. But if I were writing a message for today, I'm trying to think if I have something I can write with. I don't right now. It would be, we are going to dance. So it would be, we are going to, I ran out of room right there, dance, okay? So later on we'll do a little dancing. So we've done our little bit of circle time. When you look at our circle time here, We're going to move on to this part right here. I don't know if you can see it, if there's a reflection or not, but it's story time. And today's story is called Bear's Shadow. I'm going to scoot this a little bit closer so you can see it better and the light's not shining on it. What do you see on the front cover? Do you see a bear? He's jumping over, what does that look like? Like a river or something, huh? Do you see what's on top of the water? What's there, right there? This book is called Bear Shadow. I think that's his shadow right there. You guys noticed shadows before outside? When it's cloudy like it's been all the time, it's hard to see shadows, but we're going to give you an idea on how to do that at home. So this is the inside cover. I see a great big red shape. Do you see that? It's a circle. Bear's Shadow. It's written by Frank Ash. Oh, look at these pictures right here. The sun's over here. You see the tree has a shadow. I don't know if you can see that. And then it comes over here, and then the sun is straight above the tree, and you don't see a shadow. And then you see over here, the sun is over on this side of the tree, and look, the shadow comes over here. And then when it's dark, there is no shadow, is there? One day, Bear went down to the pond with his fishing pole and a big can of worms. While he was putting a worm on his hook, he looked down and saw a big fish. I'm going to catch that fish, he thought to himself. But when Bear stood up to throw his line in the water, his shadow, let me get it over that side, there you go. His shadow scared the big fish away. Go away, Shadow, cried Bear. But Bear's shadow would not go away. Do you see the shadow right there? The water, and there's the fish swimming away from him. He's frustrated, isn't he? Oh, here's the shadow again. Look at that. Bear's walking, and there's still a shadow. Okay, said Bear. If you won't go on your own, then I'll just have to get rid of you. And he put down his fishing pole, and he began to run. He ran around the pond. When he got to the other side he kept on running. So there he is, more running, shadow. He ran through a field of flowers, jumped over the brook, and hid behind a tree. Good, thought Bear. Now Shadow can't find me. Ran from the flowers. Now he's hiding behind the tree. I see a different shadow, though. Look at that. Do you see that? And the flower, too, has a shadow right there. The tree, it looks like, has a shadow. But Bear was wrong. When he stepped out from behind the tree, the first thing he saw was Shadow. Look at that. There he is. Nearby was a cliff. Bear walked over to the cliff and looked up. I'll climb so high Shadow won't be able to follow me, thought Bear. He's going to climb up high. Bear climbed higher and higher until at last he pulled himself up to the top, huffing and puffing. He smiled with pride. Then he looked down and saw Shadow. It didn't work, did it? Now Bear was very annoyed, so he went home and got a hammer and some nails. Wonder what he's going to do with those hammer and nails. He's going to nail his shadow to the ground. Look, he's pounding the nails into the ground. He hammered and hammered and hammered, but no matter how many nails he hammered, he couldn't nail his shadow down. Look, he has kind of like a shadow of nails. And his shadow. It's in the shape of him. If I can't nail him down, thought Bear, maybe I can bury him. So he got his shovel and dug a hole. When the hole was deep and wide, he let his shadow fall into the hole. You think that's going to work? Then Bear filled up the hole with dirt. When he was finished, it was almost noon. The sun was high in the sky and Shadow was nowhere to be seen. At last, sighed Bear, no more Shadow. Look where the sun is. It's right above him. He doesn't have a shadow. So did that work? But now Bear was very tired. So he went inside and he took a little nap. He has a red rocket on his floor. While he slept, time passed, and the sun, once again, cast shadows everywhere. See, it started right here above the shadow, this shovel. There's no shadow. And then as the sun starts to move a little bit, there's a little tiny shadow. Then it gets longer and longer. When Bear got up and opened his door, he saw his shadow on the floor. "Not you again!" exclaimed Bear, and he slammed the door, hoping to lock Shadow inside. But Shadow was too quick. It's right there. Sighed Bear. "How about this? If you let me catch a fish, I'll let you catch one too. Nod your head like this, if it's a deal." When Bear nodded his head, Shadow nodded too. They're both nodding. So Bear went back to the pond and once again threw his line into the water. By this time the sun was in a different part of the sky, which made it easy for Shadow to keep his part of the deal. See the sun? I don't even see the sun right here, but I see the shadow of the can right there. Oh, and right here, here's the sun. And there's Bear. The shadow's behind him, so it's not on the water, so it can't scare the fish, right? And when Bear caught that big fish, Shadow caught one too. You see that? They both caught one. That's the end of the story. Those of you who have been coming to our preschool program, I have your phone number, so I'll be texting you or giving you a phone call and see if I can get your address. And I'll send you a copy of this book so you can read it at home with your kids. And what we were going to do, because after the story time, as you know, comes question mark time, which means it could be just about anything. And what we were going to do in class was to get a big piece of paper and trace your child's outline, so it's kind of like a shadow, and then they can color it in however they want. They can add on the clothing they have, stripes, or if they have pictures of things, their hair, their shoes. If you don't have a big piece of paper, you could use newspaper, put those together. If you have a concrete floor somewhere in your basement or on your driveway and chalk, you could trace around it with chalk. If you don't have chalk, you could use if you have a brush of some kind or a towel, you could paint it on with water while it's dry, because then you'll be able to see it until it dries. In a bathtub, you could lay down in the bathtub without any water in it, an empty bathtub, and put washable paint, and you could trace around. So there are different ways you could do that at home if you'd like to try that at home to do that. Something else we were going to do is I was going to stand on a chair with a flashlight, one brighter than this, and show you what a shadow looks like. Because if you can see, if I put my hand right here, can you see kind of the shadow on the wall? And you can do different things with that. I don't know if you can kind of see that. It's kind of hard to do it here. But you can make butterflies with two hands. You can do different kinds of things. Moms and dads, if you would get on a chair and hold up the flashlight high in a darkened area, the kids can kind of see their shadows and move around a little bit with that, and just get to know what a shadow looks like. If you take walks outside this week, it'd be good to look for shadows if we get some sun. Look for some shadows outside from the trees or whatever you can find. Just see if you can find shadows. It's they're kind of elusive, and it's interesting for kids to see them, because it's kind of magical when they move like you move and that kind of thing. So if we were here all in school together, that's what we'd be doing. I hope you guys have a chance. You can try some of those things at home. We typically do graphics practice right now. And when we do graphics practice, what that is, we take a dry erase board with a dry erase marker, and I show the kids a shape, an image that I want them to copy. And they do that, but they're stopping and starting to music while they're doing that. And that's another tools of the mind thing. And what we're teaching kids, it's practicing self-regulation. And that's something we found is really important for all of us, actually, not just children coming to school. but it's a tools of the mind thing. It's also across the board. People are looking at that now. And it practices stopping and starting yourself. Your own brain is telling you when to stop and start. And we do that by turning on music and stopping the music. We're not going to do that today because I don't have the proper tools. I'm going to have to spend some more time trying to find something that I can do that kind of thing with you. But I thought we could still do freeze dance, okay, everyone? So those of you who come to preschool, you know what freeze dance is. So you guys are all going to have to stand up. I have our freeze dance cards right here. So this is the first way you stop. Remember, you get down like a frog on the floor. And when the music stops, this is how you stop. So what we're going to do, for those of you who haven't done it before, I'm going to turn on some music. And I'm going to change cards or different ways to stop your body. When the music stops, you freeze like this shape, okay? So this one is hands and toes, feet are on the floor, okay? You're bending down like a frog. This one, notice how the legs are kind of closer together. So make sure you get your legs a little bit closer together and your elbows are not straight out, but they're bent. See how they're bent like that? So make sure you're doing that when the music stops. This one, we're bending down and touching our toes with both hands. So this one you're touching your right side hand with your right side toes, okay? Because there's one that comes up that's different, so watch for that. This one you're crossing over your shoulders like this, kind of a Wonder Woman pose. We're doing this because we're crossing the midline. The midline is like the center line down the middle of your body. And when you cross one side over to the other side of your body, you're helping connect your brain, the neurons in your brain. So that's why we do some of these things that are trying to cross over. And if what I was planning on doing in April for all you guys that have been coming, so we're going to start doing partner freezes, which I don't have access to that right now, so we're going to have to continue doing these. But hopefully we'll have a chance we can do some of those partner freezes. This is the complicated one, okay? So parents, make sure you're helping out and watching. This is one where you cross over and your right hand would be touching your left toe, or your left hand could be touching your right toe. But make sure you're crossing that midline of your body. We're connecting the brain, okay? So make sure you're watching on this one that your child is stopping and doing it that way. This is like a lunge. So lunge over to one side, arms go out. And we're back to the frog pose again. So give me a second. While you get standing up, practice these poses. We're going to make sure we have some music to play. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can find something maybe you guys will recognize. Let me see if I can find that. Oh, here we go. I think you'll recognize this one. Oh wait, I need to connect it with the... Don't start dancing yet. Wait till it gets connected here.
Battery 100%. Connected to...
There we go. Okay, we're going to pause it. Oh, that's a little loud. We're going to turn it down.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
Okay. Maybe we need a little louder. Okay, the music stopped, so that means you're freezing and you're bending down like a frog like this. So you should always need to be watching so you know what comes next, okay? Now you're back to dancing. Next time you stop, it's like this. Are you freezing? Legs kind of together like that. Our elbows bent. Good job. Now this way. Freeze. Touching both toes. Got it? Freeze. Touching your shoulders. Wonder Woman pose. Oh, watch this one. It's the tough one. Okay, make sure you're crossing over either your right hand to your left toe or your left hand to your right toe, okay? The other hand goes up in the air. Good job. All lunging. Good job. And we're back to the frog pose. Good job, everyone. You guys, parents, you can do that at home too. You can make up your own ways to stop. It's all just fun and, just play with it and have some fun together because that's what we need to do right now, right? Okay, so I always send home a parent tip. And what we're going to do this time was just having your child look for shadows and stuff like that outside. You can do that at home. Watch how the shadows change with the sun, if we ever get some sun. So you might have to use your own, flashlight or something to make your own pretend sun. I talked about doing hokey pokey. Hopefully you guys all know that. You put your right hand in, you put your right hand out, you put your right hand in, shake it all about, do the hokey pokey, and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Well, if you can add in some other body parts, things like your elbow, your knee, your shin, things like that they maybe don't know as well, you're adding to their vocabulary. So if you can do some of those kinds of things at home, that would help them with learning vocabulary. Maybe stick your eyebrow in, your eyebrow out, things like that would be fun for them to do. All these things help your child learning to read because if they have these words already in their head, it helps them when they're trying to recognize words and sound things out. They have a place to put that knowledge. So work on that kind of stuff at home. Have fun with that. I think we're ready for a bye-bye song. You guys all know the bye-bye song. So we sit on the floor. Everyone's sitting. We're going to pat our legs like this, and I'll try not to go too fast, okay? We're going to say everybody's name. Bye-bye, Aria. Bye-bye, Malaya. Bye-bye, Enrique. Bye-bye, Ratani. Bye-bye, Olivia. Bye-bye, Dallery. Bye-bye, Jaden. Bye-bye, Iker. Bye-bye, Raylene. Bye-bye, Amaya. Bye-bye, Amina. Bye-bye, Giuseppe. Bye-bye, Emmanuel. Bye-bye, Leilani. Bye-bye, Abel. Bye-bye, Bria. Bye-bye, King. Bye-bye, Samantha. See you next week. Okay, so next week is actually spring break. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing one of these or not for that, but I might go ahead since I have time and what else do I have to do and I miss seeing you guys, so I may go ahead and do that. But look for this. This will be on the Facebook page.